My name is Seth. I'm the founder of No Code MBA. We're a no-code education platform teaching you how to build apps, websites, and automations using no-code tools like the ones that I'm going to go over in this video today. If you want to learn more about building with no code, check out nocode.mba and check out our full in-depth tutorials and our full membership over on No Code MBA. Okay, let's go ahead and get started in this video. The first no-code tool that I'm going to talk about is Glide. What sets Glide apart from other no-code tools is how easy it is to get started. And the reason that it is so easy to get started with Glide is they have the database integrated into the back end of Glide. And then they have elements that you drag onto the Glide editor, making designing a Glide app that looks really good, really easy. What Glide is best at is for internal business apps. So it's best if you're building a CRM, for example, or a sales tracker or an inventory tracker, something like that people inside of your company is going to use. So the reason that it's really good for internal business apps as opposed to external consumer apps is partly based on the pricing. So if we go into Glide's pricing, you can see they charge by users. So here you can see the pro account is 50 private users. Even the business account is 100 private users on an app. So what that means is it's going to be really good if you have a team of 50 or 100 people that you want to be using your app, but it's not going to work as well if your use case is building something that you want thousands of people to use. So there's other no-code tools that are really good for that, such as Bubble. We're going to talk about other no-code tools later on in this video that could be good for that as well. But for Glide, it's really good for internal business apps. The other reason you might want to use Glide if you did want to build a consumer app is to build an MVP or a minimum viable product. So what that means is you can go to Glide, you could even use one of their templates here that they have, and build the first version of your product and get your first 50 or 100 users, start testing it out, testing demand. If there is demand, then you can go on to a different no-code platform and build on top of a platform that's going to be more scalable for you. So that's another reason that you might want to use Glide. Something else that Glide has that is really great is AI features here. And I'll talk a little bit about Glide AI. So you can add AI to your apps really easily, just built directly into Glide. So this is something that I would recommend if you want to build a business app and integrate AI functionality into that business app. If you want to learn more about building with Glide, check out No Code MBA. We have a full complete course that goes into a lot more detail about how to build Glide from start to finish. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm going to go on to the next beginner no-code app builder tool. The next app builder that I'm going to talk about here is Softr. And Softr is great for beginners for a similar reason that Glide is great for beginners, and that is that they have elements that you can drag onto the Softr editor, and your app is going to automatically look really nice. The other thing that makes Softr really easy to use is the database that's going to power the app can be either Airtable or Google Sheets. So it's a database that people are already really familiar with hosting data in. You might already have data that's stored in Airtable or Google Sheets that you would want in an app. So it's really good for people who don't want to deal with learning an entirely new type of database or how to deal with a new database and building in a new database structure. It's really good for building apps that have different permissions and access levels. So what that means is maybe you have an employee directory and you want to show specific information about your employees that only maybe people on their team should be able to view and other people outside of their team shouldn't be able to view. You also could build something like a membership site where people purchase and sign up and get access to private data that's behind a paywall. So that's another really great use case for something like Softr. Where Softr isn't as good for is if you need to build more complex web apps. So what I mean by that is if you need to build something that has a lot of back-end logic built into it. And it goes a little bit further than these examples here, like an internal team resources app or a client portal or a CRM. If you're going a little bit further and you need something more complex, you're going to want to go into something like Bubble or Flutterflow. You also could do something like Glide. Glide has a lot more customization in the logic that you can build compared to Softr. But there is the drawback of Glide that it's meant for more internal B2B apps versus Softr, which doesn't have that user limit, and you can build an app that many more users are going to use. So that's kind of the difference between Softr and Glide. Both are really great tools for beginners, but they do have slightly different use cases and slightly different pros and cons. The last tool that I'm going to talk about is Card. Now, Card is a little bit more of a website builder, but I wanted to talk about it because there is a way to kind of extend it and make it a little bit more into an app. So I'm going to talk about what Card is and how you can do that. So Card is the simplest way to build one-page website. So if you need to build like a personal website or a really simple sales page, Card is the no-code tool that I would recommend. What you can do to turn it more into an app is connect it to a MemberStack. MemberStack is a no-code tool that allows you to add a login onto no-code tools such as Card or Webflow. And by adding MemberStack into Card, so integrating it into Card, you're going to be able to build simple membership sites that users are going to log into and get access to paywalled content behind that paywall. So it's really good for building simple membership apps, but it's not going to have the logic and functionality that Glide does, or even Softr. Softr is going to have more logic and functionality that you can build in because you're going to have a full database in Airtable or Google Sheets in Softr. But you are going to be able to have consumers using your membership app here in Card because there's no limit to the number of users that are going to be able to access your Card site. So those are kind of the pros and cons of Card and how it stacks up in comparison to Softr and Glide. So I hope this was a helpful overview of no-code tools for beginners if you want to build a simple app and get started with no-code. If you want to build more complex apps, the no-code tool that I really like is Bubble. Bubble is really great for building complex apps that consumers are using. No-code MBA itself is built in Bubble, so the app that users are going to go to once they're viewing the videos and going through all of the learning management system is built in Bubble. So that's just an example of something that you can build in Bubble, but there are many more examples as well for things that are more complex. If you want to check out different no-code case studies, go to nocode.mba/interviews. We have over 30 case studies of successful companies that have been built with no-code tools, including the ones in this video, such as Softr, Glide, and Card. And if you want to learn how to build with these no-code tools yourself, go to nocode.mba and check out our full membership where you will be able to access over 60 no-code project-based tutorials and learn how to build by creating your own projects. I hope this was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the No Code MBA YouTube channel to get all of our future videos. And if you have any questions at all, please just leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching.